Hi, I'm Summer, and this video is going to be about making fall outfits. So just keeping it simple. So I've noticed as I've been scrolling YouTube, I've been looking for outfit ideas, not outfit ideas from all the name brand stores and everyone's selling something, and that's fine because they get paid to do that, and I get it, and everyone wants to make money and we need to make money to live and survive. But I miss back in the day when I could turn on YouTube and just find people that had went to the thrift store and were just showing me the stuff they got at the thrift store and putting it together. I just miss that. I feel like that's missing on YouTube right now. I don't know what's happened with it. I don't know if people just aren't doing it. I don't know what it is, but that's the purpose of this video, is to keep it simple. Just bringing back some of those times that I enjoyed myself, of just seeing new things and cool things and different things being put together and different things, treasures found at the thrift store. So that is the purpose of this video. That is what I enjoy. I absolutely love putting together different pieces, like going to the thrift store, hunting something, seeing a purpose in it or a theme in it, and then bringing it home and putting it together. It's just my favorite thing to do. And so I'm just going to share some of those with you, and we're just going to keep it real simple. It's basics. It's just, this is what I found, and these are the ways I pair them together. And so for this particular video, we're going to do fall outfits, things that you wouldn't normally think to put together. For instance, what I'm wearing, you wouldn't normally think to put it together, but yet somehow it goes, and it's a new creative way of wearing regular things. So we're just going to go ahead and start out with the first one. And this first one I have taken, and we're going to do mixing and matching prints and colors, and also mixing vintage with new. So with this one, I have just taken some Hollister pants that are fairly new. And by the way, I had the chance to go and just shop the mall. And not that it wasn't fun, it was fun, but the money, it just, like, when you're used to thrifting, the money just goes. I mean, it's just leaking out everywhere when you go to the mall. And that may be fine for some people. That was not fine for me. I actually felt it afterwards and thought, oh, I could have gotten so much more at the thrift store. And so I am a more person. I am not a minimalist by in any way am I a minimalist. I am a maximalist. We could even almost maybe call it a little bit of cluttercore, but we're going to stick with maximalist, because I like stuff, and I have found that I can find it at the thrift store for nothing. Especially like the little mom and pop thrift stores that you can go to. If you just really search and dig, you always find some cool treasure, and you're not out of that much money. So you can do that even if you're on a budget and be okay with it. So that's what I have found in all my years of shopping. I'm 46 years old, so I've been thrifting since I was 18. I have done the mall. The mall was like the thing to do when I was younger than that. But I had recently went back to the mall and tried it, and I was just so disappointed in what I got for the money, and also the lack of creativity with it, I guess. And then also just, it's amazing. The thrift store is amazing. So really, I am promoting the thrift store. It's just what I do. So anyways, but starting with this first outfit, this top, which is just a regular basic blouse. It's a newer blouse, but it has the fall colors in it. And then I found these Hollister pants at Hollister, which I loved because they were a type of camo, but still kind of girly. They have like the leaf pattern on them. And so because of that leaf pattern, it kind of, to me, pulls in fall. And because of the colors in the top, I just paired them together. So mixing like a dressy top with your camos makes a really good fall look. And then just layering it up with some jewelry, you can just really go either way you want to go. But I just picked a really chunky, a lot going on necklace here, and pretty much going to be keeping. So these boots are really cool. I actually did get them at the mall. These are from, it's called Trade Store. And I can't even Piccolos or something is what they were called. I can't even remember. That's how much I pay attention to brands. When you shop all the time at thrift store, you do that because you're like, eh. But I actually really love these shoes, and they actually, I think, were worth the money that I spent on them. But I'm pretty much going to be keeping them for the looks because it's just simpler to do the outfits and just throw on the same pair of shoes every time because there's a lot of stuff. I'm fixing to show you a lot of stuff. So let's get to the second one. Okay, and you may already know this, but when you go to the thrift store, what do you see when you look at the clothes? I always see something. Like when I'm scrolling through and I find something, I come across something that like stands out to me, I see a theme in it, or I see already what I can do with it, whether it's going to be 90s or whether it's going to be grunge or whether it's going to be Western or whatever it's going to be. I already see certain themes with it. So as I'm thrifting, those things are, there's just things that stand out to me, that I can see pairing up with something and making it into a whole theme or some creative look. And so that's one reason why I have to be careful when I go to the thrift store, because I used to literally just buy everything because I could see something in everything, and I have toned it down a whole lot. I've been working on that, and like, do I really care about this? Do I really like it? Should I really get it? And and keeping that in mind when I'm thrifting, because I just see so many ways of wearing different things and so many ways of putting them together, and that's fun and exciting, but I don't need it all. So but this top, this is a cabbie top. So I do know some brands. I know some I'm familiar with, some I'm not. But cabbie it's a lot like Kato, and the pieces are really cute. They always just have kind of good quality pieces for a good price, even if you get them from Cabbie or Kato, or if you get them from the thrift store. They're still, to me, really good quality and priced. But this one's a cabbie top. And I have wrestled with this one a lot. Like, what do I do with this? What do I do with this? But I finally pulled it out for fall. And I'm thinking because of that kind of orangey color, it's a good look for fall. And sometimes I'll just pick things because of the bold prints, because I like all the wild, bold prints and colors. But this one I think actually ties into the fall pretty well because of the color, but then putting it with it's kind of wintry looking hounds. Are they houndstooth? No, they're almost like a tweed, like chevron looking print in them, but they're kind of a black and white color, and just keeping the black tank top with it, trying to pull in those two colors together with it. And there's a little black in the top, so just kind of pulling all that together. But since my boots have a little bit of a reddish color, I chose the reddish colored belt to go with it, which is a quilted belt. To me, quilted items look like fall and winter as well, because there's just a little bit more thickness to them. And the necklace, it's got a changeable stone in it, which I saw in the last video. And I feel like that looks pretty decent with it, tying in the colors. And so I guess this will be outfit number 2. And I'm seeing the outfits for the first time. So as I show you the outfits, I'm getting a look at them for the first time as well. So I have not tried them on ahead of time. I actually don't know if everything fits. I'm hoping so. But I have not tried them on. So I'm seeing them and whether or not I like them as well as showing them to you. But, and also just, there's going to be some wild ones. So I have some really wild ones, and bringing in colors that you might think are just for spring, or you might think that, normally I feel like most people put away their bright colors and stuff for the fall, and they immediately switch to like mustard yellow, orange, and browns and blacks, and that's just it. To me, that's what I feel like I always see. And so I'm trying to break out of that, because who said we have to do that anyway? So I still want to wear all the colors. So I'm going to bring some of the bright colors into the fall and into the winter, and just kind of show you how I'm pairing them, and just having fun with them. Just learning to have fun with your clothes and mix matching what you have already to create something different. Okay, this is an example of what I was saying about bringing your bright colors into the fall. So this is very bright. This is probably the brightest one I'm actually have, I think, as far as these type of colors go. But it's just an example of, these would technically be for spring, probably summer, pink pants. But this leaf sweatshirt is actually fall. So you can tell leaves, I mean, the leaves are, to me, are always fall. I never think about leaves falling in the spring or summertime. So clearly a fall top, just made in some bright colors. And so just adding those pink pants to it just creates a whole entire new look for fall that like nobody else is going to be wearing. So I think this one is very cool. It's also to me very, I want to say 80s, 90s, probably 90s, because I'm a 90s child. Well, I did a lot of my shopping on my own when it was 90s. So I feel like those are the pieces that stuck with me, or how to do clothes stuck with me from that era. So a lot of things that I do put together do have a little bit of a 90s vibe or feel to them, and kind of the way I wore them during that time. And so I do feel like this is very 90s, but I absolutely love that I get to bring the pink into the fall just simply because this is an actual fall top. And yeah, so this one looks really good. And I just chose like a little colorful bracelet to match the leaves in the sweatshirt. And don't be afraid to bring your bright colors into the fall or into the winter. I don't know who decided all the rules. Like, don't follow rules when it comes to your clothing. Just don't follow any at all. Just do what you want with your clothing. Okay, on this one, I've had this. This is a scarf from Cato. So I actually have been to the Cato. I think I need to drink water because I keep messing my words up. But I have actually been to the Cato quite a bit. And I love Cato. No one recognizes it. It's not a brand that people seem to really talk about, or even like I never see anybody notice it. But they just have some really cool stuff. And if you're choosy about what you pick, you can pair them in a really neat way. And I actually have quite a few things I will show you with Cato as well. But and also I really love vintage. So vintage is my main thing. This is a vintage 90s just bird graphic tee. And this is a new scarf from Cato. So showing you how to take your vintage things and mix them with your new things to just create cool outfits that nobody else has. So it's very unlikely that anyone has this bird shirt and wearing it around town, and it's very unlikely that they still have this. This scarf is probably 2 years old. So it's working its way into, no, it's not quite vintage yet, but yeah. But the colors, I think the colors go really well together. Just tying this in, because I've actually had this just laying there thinking, what am I going to wear that with? Because most of the time I'm not, I do like some modern outfits, but most of the time it's not my thing. Like, I would prefer to have a vintage piece in. So I feel like this does tie in really well with that. And changing it up, a lot of times we just end up wearing jeans with everything. But I have found if you find like the colorful pants or different colored pants, that you can just create a whole lot more outfit looks by having those. So I do really like how the brown turned out versus wearing just jeans with it. So yeah, so here's another one for you. And when I said no rules with clothing, I don't mean like no rules, because I do try to dress modest. Like, I don't go out, without being dressed. But what I mean by no rules is it's okay to wear white after Labor Day. It's okay to mix your vintage with your new stuff. It's like you don't have to just pick vintage or just pick new. And I kind of got into that. I was feeling, I don't know if it's because of everything I watch on YouTube or what it was, but I was just feeling like there were so many rules, and I'm like, why am I doing this? And because I used to go and pick out things I really like. Go to the thrift store and pick out things you like them just because you like them. Not because of an influencer, not because somebody said that was the trend, not because that's the color that's in. Just pick them because you like them. And that's what I realized that I was getting away from. I felt like I was just like this big rule book when it came to fashion. And fashion's supposed to be fun. In my opinion, it's not supposed to be a rule book. So I'm throwing all those rules out. I'm gonna wear what I want. Let's just be honest. And I just think it's way more fun that way. And I have enjoyed thrifting way more recently than when I was trying to follow the trends and trying to follow this color that's in and that thing that's in. And sometimes the trends do hit on what I like. Sometimes I just really like them. But other times I'm like, I've noticed that I'll pick up stuff and I'll go back through my closet and I'm like, why do I have this? And it's because it wasn't something I ever really liked. I just picked it up because, it was influenced, or it was something that was on trend. And so just being mindful of that. When you do go to the thrift store, just be mindful of that and make sure that you're picking fun things that you like. And if you really like modern, wear modern. If you really like vintage, wear vintage. If you want to wear them all, wear them all. But just do the ones that you like, and not just because somebody told you to do it. So anyways, let's move on to the next, because I'm a big talker. Okay, on this one, I took the brown fall floral. It's almost kind of, I think, prairie style, country style to me top that normally would be paired with jeans, and I put them with some black cargo pants, which I actually really like. There is a little bit of a black in this right here, and so I feel like that ties in with the black pants pretty well, and it gives it a different look. Most people would wear this top with jeans, not black pants. So that's where I feel like the colors come in handy, having the different colored pants on hand, which you can find at the thrift store pretty reasonably. So most of mine I have found there. These actually I think came from Walmart. I think they're Time and True, which I love the Time and True brand. It is, to me, when I was little, it was embarrassing to shop at Walmart. Like, that's where we went when we couldn't buy the name brand clothes. And I was always embarrassed by that. I'm 46, so that was not cool then. Nowadays, everything is cool, so it doesn't matter. But Time and True is actually a really well made brand. The quality of it is very good. The materials are always really thick, and I really do like them. So every now and then I will, even at the thrift store, pick up Time and True because they fit great and they look good and I like the quality. So yeah, but the purpose of these videos, and because I feel like I sound a little, I don't know, like a little hyped up on this or something, but the purpose of these videos is just, I think I just feel like there's been so much happen over the past 5 years, maybe even more, and there's been so many rules and there's so many things, that are going on. And so the one thing that I don't want messed with is my clothing, my fun in my clothing. Like, we have to follow rules for everything. We have to, we have to do this and do that, and there's a lot going on. So when comes to my clothing, that's the area where I don't want there to be any stress in that. I just want it to be fun. I want to enjoy it like I used to. I want to just be creative with it. And so I feel like, that's what I'm trying to say is, you know, there's so many things to be concerned about. Why clothing? So I think that part should be fun. So that's what I'm trying to establish in this video, is just bringing back the fun days at the thrift store, bringing back the fun days of just matching stuff up as if you're younger, almost a child like, and you just get to play dress up. That is kind of the point I guess I'm trying to make, and what I want my outfits to be about is playing dress up. What do I want to wear that day? How would I picture it in my head? So anyways, but this is, to me, I really like the pants with this fall top. I think the black and the brown is looking really good together. My daughter does not like black and brown. She's like, I hate when you put black and brown together. And that's okay. Some people might not like that. I used to not put them together. I actually really like them now. So I don't know. I know we go through different taste changes, but I think they look really good together, and it just creates a little bit of a bolder look. So let's get on to the next one. Okay, on this one's really cool. This is a vintage top that I had found, and it has these leaves up on the shoulders, which I just thought was so neat looking. And this really, to me, even though Rangers probably wouldn't wear leaves up here on their shirts, this has a Ranger look to me. I feel like it's very woodsy. Like, I don't know, I want to go hike a trail or something in this. And it's got a band at the bottom of the shirt, so I just folded it under and tucked it in with the belt. The belts, to me, always just add a little something extra. It's an accessory. I thought about putting a necklace with them, but then I thought it takes away from the pretty leaf pattern that's on the shoulders. I just really want that noticed. But this is really, really cute, and this is the first time I've tried it on. And it's stuff like that stands out to me. They're always at the thrift store too, usually. Even if you can't find them, you can even look for modern items that have like really just wild looking prints or bold things on them and still piece them together like a vintage outfit. And I'll show you some of that. But this one is an actual vintage top. And these, what are these? I just looked at these. These are not. These are a newer. I can't remember what the brand is. These are newer, so it's just another way of mixing that new with the old. But you probably wouldn't know that. Based on the shirt, you would probably think it's just a vintage outfit. But I think this one's really cool and so comfortable and so easy to wear. Perfect for the fall. So I do really like this one. Okay, this one's amazing. I love this one. Just because it is so crazy. But I've had this I've had this scarf for a long time, and I just haven't used it. A lot of things I have thrifted over a long period of time. So I didn't just get all this stuff. I've just kept things. I've had them for a long time. And if you thrift regularly, it's easy for them to add up. But I've had this, and then I had found this little fall vest, and I don't do Halloween, but cats are like a real thing I really like. I actually had a black cat, which I miss. I had him for 14 years. His name was Moon, but he's passed away. But it's a black kitty cat and pumpkins, and that's all very fall. And so and I took what you would think is a pair of pinstripe dress pants that would normally come with a blazer or something from, say, Belk, and paired them with, because the color are the same. So there's like green and white and navy in here, and then up here we have green and navy. And then I took just a plain old basic modern green sweater pullover top thing and put it under it to also bring in the green in both these items. And then this little scarf has some of the same, it's got the browns and the greens as well as the vest. So just kind of keeping all that same color palette, but just with wild different prints, which is amazing because we got stripes, we got flowers, and then we got pumpkins and cats, and but it all somehow goes. And I think this is one of my favorite ones just because it is so different. And we're to the middle of November now, which I realize most people are already doing Christmas. I'm going to have a Christmas video. I really wanted to get the fall stuff in, and it just takes so long. I'm listing on Poshmark and eBay. I'm doing that by hand, not using AI, not using listing tools and things. I'm just doing it on my own, and it's taken some of my time out of my days. So it's been a while since I can get to the video. So I'm trying to figure out how to do it all. Somehow I will. I'll figure it out. I used to do it. So I'm just getting back into the swing of doing things, I guess, that what I used to do. But anyway, so that takes up a lot of my time. So which is why I'm later on the fall video. I wished I would have gotten to it sooner. But still, we are in November. It is before Thanksgiving. So this is still within the lines of fall. But this one's just really cool. It's just a very neat way of just showing you how to pair some modern day pinstripe dress pants with a vintage top and vintage scarf. So I think this is really cool. And let's get to what we have next. Okay, I took the same pants, and these pants are a little big, I think, because I want to keep them because I really like the pinstripes. I love the colors in these, and I already found that cool outfit we just did. So I think I'm going to like have to tack the waist or something because they're just a little bit too big. But I kept them on with this because we've got the same kind of color. We've got the white, black, green stripes going down in this one, but then we took some of the same colors of stripes going across in this one, in the top, in the sweater. The wood in the necklace with the orange, to me, ties in fall very well. I always think of orange and wood type stuff. I feel like those things tie in fall, like pine cones and trees and things. So things that would be made out of wood. And then the striped sweater, because it has that bright orange stripe, it's not, to me, it's very fall. You could probably turn it into Christmas. You could probably turn it into just after Christmas sweater as well. But to me, the colors do kind of go with a fall palette. And just doing that oversized look. So even though the pants are a little big, the oversized is kind of a thing right now. So you can get away with it. So having the oversized sweater with the oversized pants, and it's super comfy, super comfortable, and for a little bit cooler day, because some of fall, ours is bouncing. We're in Tennessee, so ours is bouncing up and down. One day is like really kind of warm. It gets very warm. Like today it's, I think, in the 70s. And then we had a day the other day that was like 39, which was a huge drop out of nowhere. So the sweater would be good on that day. So fall for us is always some hot days, some cool days, so we can kind of bounce back and forth in whether it's a sweater or just a top. So anyway, this one's kind of neat. I just wanted to show you another way to wear these pants. So, and also giving you a vintage look, but then giving you also a modern look. Both of these pieces are modern, but still just kind of out of the box and different. Okay, I really like this one too. So giving you another example of taking some pinstripe dress pants, which these are, let's see, these have orange. They got a little bit of an orange, and they're tan type of, just different types of browns in them. I feel like multiple browns in them, and pairing it with this jacket, which also has some browns and is definitely kind of a fall colored printed jacket. And I love jackets when I go thrift store. Honestly, jackets and tops have always been like my favorite place to start at the thrift store because of all the colors and patterns and different styles. But just taking a jacket that's just got a lot of fun and colors in it and pairing it with a pair of dress pants. And a little hint, which I said this on the last video, when it comes to suit sets or dress like skirt sets, you can split them up, wear them together, because that's an outfit if you want to wear them that way. But also you can split them up and make other outfits out of them, and like in a way that you wouldn't have, like, I feel like most people wouldn't have thought to do this. Most of the time they keep the blazer with the pants, so this is just a little bit more creative and different. And I love this pop of orange that I put under it, and just the brown belt to just still keeping up with kind of those fall vibes. But this one I really like. I feel like it's also very comfortable. The one that was, I guess, the least uncomfortable was the best one with the scarf. It's not uncomfortable, but it it was probably my least uncomfortable, but one of the coolest ones, so I'd probably just wear it anyway just because it's cool. But this one is so super comfortable, just relaxed. You can wear it just anywhere, and the fall colors are just perfect in it, and I just really like adding the stripe to it just to make it different. All right, with this one, we're just keeping it bright. So we've got that fall orange jacket. It's just perfect for fall. It's a little quilted. This is a Talbot's, which I did find at the thrift store. And like I'm saying, y'all, these are actually, some of these are really good brands, and I'm getting them for hardly nothing. So I'm just saying, if you're a thrift store person, which you probably are, you know what I'm talking about. But if you're not, check it out, because but you have to be patient. You have to get in there and you have to look through each piece, and I look through every single piece on the rack, and that's how you find the good stuff. But anyways, this Talbot's jacket I had gotten at one of the thrift stores, and I have these. These are Ralph Lauren, also got at the thrift store. And I actually really love Ralph Lauren. So I know they're a big thing this year, but I've always loved them. And the reason why I love them is because they're just kind of, his stuff is cozy. It's always kind of had a down to earth feel, or just an easy vibe to it that I've been able to just incorporate into everything, I feel like. But I know he's like everywhere right now, like everything's Ralph Lauren right now, but I've always loved it and always thrifted it. And so it's interesting that that's like a really big thing right now. But I am really loving pretty much everything that they're doing right now. Just kind of hits my style. But these are Ralph Lauren, and they're really cute. They are kind of a tiny ankle jean, which I don't know. It depends on how you feel about that on your boot. I'm not sure. It doesn't bother me. I don't care if they kind of hit right above my boot. And they have yellow threading on them, which makes them a little different than just a regular red pair of pants. So anyways, that's that. And then I added the brown belt, and then this little cute little, this is Croft and Barrow. So this is an example. Everything I'm wearing, I don't think any of this is vintage. This isn't, I know this isn't, because the tag inside, well, there is no tag. It's printed on the clothing, which means it's not. But it's got little apples and little leaves. It's a fall print. So just keeping all the oranges. So this is orange, this is red. I'm not sure if that's showing up on the camera very well, but it just keeping all those bright oranges and reds together with the apples. I thought that was really cute and very like fall festive. So I really love this one as well. And also equally just really like these brands. I am not a brand person as far as like, oh, I just have to have that's in that brand. I am more of a brand person when it comes to like quality or prints. Like I will notice a certain brand because of how thick it is. I really love the thicker the material, the better for me. It just feels good. It feels like it's made well. I do not like the paper thin stuff, like the boho, like the boutique really like t-shirt dresses and stuff. I do not like that. That is not my style. It is okay if it's someone else's style. It is way too thin for me because I came out of the 90s where everything was just made thicker and I like the thicker materials. So I will gravitate towards brands that I know offer that, and things that have prints. I'm telling you, if there is fruit on something, I'm picking it up. I love anything that has fruit on it, and animals. If there's a, like I have a Scotty dog sweater that I'll probably, it would have been good for fall, but I already have so much laid out, I'll probably use it for a Christmas one. But anything with animals and fruit on it, I think that's the 90s in me as well. I'm going to pick it up. It's my favorite. So, anyways, but I think this turned out really cute together with all the colors and just the fact that we are pulling in this, very fall top. Okay, on this one, it's sort of similar, but not. It's similar in the fact of the shirt. It's still got that, it's got apples, it's got pears and apples and leaves on it. I don't know if you can see them. And this is a vintage turtleneck that I had found, and I honestly think it's Classic Element, so it's like a Kmart brand from forever ago. I miss Kmart. Do any of y'all miss the old stores? If you knew what they were, Kmart, Sears. There was even one called Service Merchandise and Sears Surplus. I get them mixed up, but I used to go with my grandparents and my dad and mom, and we would shop for clothes for like ever, and it was so much fun. Anyways, but this is old Kmart, but it has that fall print in it, and this little windbreaker top jacket that I found. And then these are Guess. These are from Ross. So if you are looking for new name brand, new clothes, may I suggest Ross, because it's so cheap. It is so cheap compared to everywhere else, and it actually makes me wonder how they're able to sell things so cheap because they're new. So anyways, but these are just Guess jeans from there, and then we have trains. So can you hear that? There's a train running by. It's so loud. So anyways, pulling in the fall designs here with the fruit and just that pop of orangey. This is kind of an orangey red. It's a little more red than the other one, but still, to me, it has fall vibes, and it's thin. So I'm not going to wear it in the winter because I get cold when it gets cold outside. So my thin stuff is going to have to be reserved for fall or spring, one or the other. But for this one, it's going for the fall. But I do really like these together. I feel like this is just a little bit, kind of taking the same thing, but a little bit darker color palette. And yeah, and then if you, I know I've been saying this, but if you are looking for vintage, you're like, man, I can't find the vintage at my thrift store, try just looking for bold designs, because everything is being reproduced here lately. So try looking for bold designs and the modern stuff and seeing if you can pull together something that has a bold design to make it have a vintage look, kind of like I've been showing you. Because right now, these are modern, this is modern, the top isn't, but you can take modern items and give them a vintage look. And a lot of times people won't even know the difference if that's what you're going for. So anyway, yeah. Okay, this one could go either way. It could be fall or winter, but because this is so thick. But to me, the browns and stuff, it's kind of a deserty vibe. I think more fall with it, but it could be crossed over to winter depending on what you put under it. But I really like this too. I found this thrifting. The only thing that's weird is that it doesn't have pockets. I feel like it really should have pockets, but I'm always like searching for them and they're not there. But I just took a plain basic. This is just a basic blue cobalt top. I wanted to bring that cobalt blue into the fall because it's so pretty and it's just different than just wearing orange. And I took a different color, but it's a kind of a western deserty vibe necklace, and put it with this to kind of tie it into fall instead of it just being like a modern day top. So and this one took me a good minute. I even asked my daughter, I said, what do I put this blue shirt with, you know? And I finally figured it out. But I feel like it looks pretty good like this. I just kept the same jeans because that dark color I felt like goes with the top, and just added this pop of deserty brown on there. I just think desert when I look at it, and then a little bit of western, adding this into it. So to me, western desert, that kind of goes with fall. So in my mind it does anyway. So, but yeah, this is just pretty basic. I don't know, I think this may be vintage. It never had a tag. It doesn't have any tags at all in it, but these two pieces are modern. So once again, just kind of tying the old with the new. to create a look. And this is Kato. So all my jewelry, which I haven't showed a whole lot in this video, I did the last one. Not all my jewelry. I get some jewelry thrifting, but I get a lot of my jewelry at Kato. If you've never been in there to look at jewelry, they mark it down, so it's usually on sale, and they just have really good pieces that just match everything. They go with everything. And me and my daughter both, I have a 21-year-old that lives with me still, and everywhere we go, we get compliments on jewelry, and it's always from Kato usually that we get compliments on. And so they're very reasonably priced, but also they go with everything. And I'm not advertising, I am advertising for them, but they don't know it. They're not paying me. But anyways, and they're nickel free. So if you have a sensitivity or whatever, I have never had a problem with their jewelry at all. So, and they just make really cool statement pieces for outfits. So, okay, this is a good modern one for you. So these pants, well, actually I picked a floral pant. So I feel like I didn't look at what brand these were, but they're not that old. They may be a few years old, but I feel like they were like Old Navy or something from Target. They were just a basic, brand. But they have that floral print on them, and I thought that would be really pretty to tie into this pink. It's faux leather. It's not real leather, but it's faux leather. But I've had this pink jacket for a while and just really haven't put it with anything. And usually what it is I miss it and it gets too cold, and then I won't wear something like this if it gets too cold because it's not warm to me. But it is perfect for fall, and especially the temperatures we're having right now. And then I love brown and pink together. And so I took a brown tank top and put it with the pink to make it have a more fall appearance. So it actually, instead of giving it a softer look like maybe you would normally put with the pink, it's a little bit more bolder look with it, I guess. But it does tie in the fall colors really well, wearing it like that. And in this little tank top, I have I bought kind of one of each color in this at Earthbound that day we did go to the mall. These were not that expensive. Earthbound, actually, out of all the mall stores we went to, Earthbound was the most reasonably priced. Now, once again, I don't buy everything in Earthbound because honestly, I love God, and so everything in there is not okay as far as my beliefs. But I do really love some of their clothing. We got some wrap skirts and we got some tank tops, and they were so reasonably priced, like kind of the same prices as Kato, honestly. So we felt like those were good deals compared to like anything else we saw in the mall, which was outrageously priced. We went to Rose in Remington. We went to Altered State. Cute stuff, outrageously priced. Like, I find the same stuff in the thrift store. Actually, as a matter of fact, I have a Altered State jacket that I'm going to show you in a little while that probably was $150 in the store, and I got it at the thrift store for $4. So that's what I mean when there's no comparison. But anyways, but these were a good basic, a good staple piece to have if you're just looking for tank tops. I don't know right now if they still have them because of the season, but these have been amazing, and they just kind of go with everything, especially in the summertime. So anyways, that's enough about that. But anyway, this is giving you more of a modern fall look. So I feel like everything I have on right now is very modern and just kind of a clean look. So, and one more thing I forgot to say, you can bring out your beach necklaces again. Your beach jewelry fits in with the fall. So just tying a little bit the colors, because I had gotten quite a bit of beach jewelry at Kato in the springtime. That was like kind of the vibe. Everybody was doing the seashells and the rocks and stuff. But I have found that those pieces go great with the fall clothing, so you don't have to put it away yet. All right, on this one, this is just for you football fans or Tennessee fans, whichever one. Like, I'm not really a football fan. I don't really care about it, but my husband really does. And we live in Tennessee. But what I do care about is I really like some of the way the football things look. So a lot of them fit into streetwear. A lot of them, just the colors are cool. And I live in Tennessee, so I kind of have to be a supporter of Tennessee. So that's where this is coming in at. But I really do like this one. I do not think it's vintage. I think it has a little bit of a vintage look to it. And I just realized it has pockets, which is really awesome. And it's super warm and it's cute. And I just wanted to give you kind of a normal fall look, I suppose. Although I did pair it with some vintage jeans. These are vintage riders, and I love the light color. The vintage jeans with the lighter color. So, and I just took a basic little white t-shirt. It might even be a men's t-shirt because they're thicker, and paired under it to give it, it's a fall vibe because of the colors, but using the short sleeve, it's not too hot yet. So you can kind of wear it just transitioning into fall. So, and I just thought this one was a good take on just modern and fall colors. All right, on this one, I have taken the modern, I think it's Old Navy fall top, and I have carried over the beachy beads into the fall, and then also given it a little bit more of a cozy fall look with this sweater, which is time and true. All of them are thrifted, still keeping my vintage jeans on though, but all of them are thrifted pieces, but using some vintage and some modern together, and also tying in this sweater, which maybe you wouldn't think of with the Old Navy top. Just gives it a little bit more color, and then just bringing the beads on over, which I suppose you could do like a coastal fall as well, but to me they match, and they look good with the shirt. So anyways, but yeah, just another idea of how to create a more interesting look using modern or vintage pieces together. Okay, with this one, I'm not quite sure about the print on this top, so I love the way this looks together. But I feel like this is a bit of I want to call it a cow print, but it's not a cow print. It's also kind of like a Dalmatian print, but it's clearly not a Dalmatian because they're white and black. So I don't really understand the print on this, but what it gives me is more of a Western vibe. So I found this vintage necklace. I love the colors, the creamy color in this one, and I paired it with the black belt this time and the black top. And so I'm getting kind of a Western vibe with it. So I really love the way it looks. I'm just a little confused about what the print is on this, because I feel like it's not quite a cheetah, it's not a cow, and it's not a Dalmatian. So what is it? It's not polka dots, but we'll call it painted, like a painted print, I guess. But I do like, this is an old Abercrombie, which I had tried to go to Abercrombie when we went to the mall and it was gone. So I know they've had a lot of issues and different things going on, but I just remember it from the 90s, honestly. But this was just a piece that I had found, and I thought it made a cool, just a cool piece for the fall. But I'm really loving this vintage beaded necklace, and these are pretty easy to find. Like a lot of times when I go to the thrift stores, people don't ever pick up the beaded necklaces for some reason. So I'm really loving this with it, and I'm really liking the black this time with it, the black belt and the black top. And it is a more toned down look, still keeping the vintage jeans, but it's a little more toned down, but it's very fall vibe-ish with still some vintage pieces to it. So I like the way this one looks. Alrighty, on this one, this is, I'm realizing how many Cato pieces I have now that I'm showing them to you, but this pair of pants came from Cato, and this is another thing I was saying with, like, just be choosy. Like, these are really cool pants. They're cool for the fall, but I'm not a super huge fan. They're like the elastic, which a lot of people may like that. I'm not a big fan of that. I still like the jean, like the zippers and buttons, but I left the top out for that reason, because they are without that, they're just elastic. So leaving the top out, this is a thrifted sweater, the pants from Cato, and then this jacket is thrifted, and I think it's like it was either LL Bean or Banana Republic. So I have found some really good brands at the thrift store. Like if you're looking for brands, I have found them there. But these all three are very new. They're very modern pieces. But they look great for the fall time, and I'm loving pairing this kind of off-white jacket over the top of these darker colors. I feel like that looks really good, and it actually really goes with the boot this time, like that reddish color in these boots. And they are Piccolinos, if you're interested in those, which is a really good brand, but fairly expensive. I buy shoes and then I wear them for a very long time. So I do feel like investing in your shoes. Like I don't normally get shoes at the thrift store, One, because like there is, I don't know if you've ever had this or not, but there is issues with like the funguses and things like that in shoes. Okay. So, and I don't like the way they smell. So your thrift store could be different than on shoes than mine. I don't prefer shoes from the thrift stores where I go. So I do buy my shoes new, because I just like to know, they're clean and they fit my foot, and I spend a little more on them because I'm going to wear them and I want them to feel good versus I don't want my feet to hurt. So, which I've done before. I have done that for a long time and I've decided not to do it anymore. So I do buy those new, but everything else for the most part, a lot of stuff I do thrift. And I'm really always excited about what I find and how to piece it together. So this one I feel like is a very kind of modern take on fall, but just still kind of a pop of color to me using the lighter jacket over it. And I did keep the little vintage necklace. I'm actually forgot I had this. I'm really loving it. So I feel like that ties into it very well. Okay, on this one, I have this very fall top, but to me it's kind of a prairie style. It's got these little sleeves, and at first I thought, oh, they're not buttoned, but then I realized it's like there's one button back there, but it's made like a whole entire the whole sleeve cuff. So what do you call that? It's like a romantic sleeve or a Renaissance sleeve, but it reminds me of prairie because of the print. And then I found this little vintage yellow beaded necklace and put with it. And these are just some Sonoma, I don't even know what you call these, like casual pants, Sonoma tie string casual pants that I put with them. And I just think this is really cute. I kept trying to pair a jacket over it, and it just, for whatever reason, the necklace and the shirt just looked better without anything over it. So I just left it like it was, and I buttoned it all the way up. So I do feel like you could go two ways with this. Adding the vintage beaded necklace and buttoning all the way up gives it more of a vintage look. But if you used maybe like a gold, just like a gold chain necklace or something more simpler and left it a little unbuttoned, would give it a more modern look. And you could even kind of do a half tuck. Like I've been liking everything tucked in here lately. I feel like it gives it more shape. But you could leave like say one side in and one side out and unbutton the top two, and that would just give it a totally more modern look than it does now. So, but I do really like this color palette for the fall. I don't know if I would wear the drawstring pants with it, but maybe, I don't know. I'm not 100% sold on it, but I love the coloring together, and I definitely love the necklace with the top. So that I will do. I'm not completely sold on these pants wearing it together, so I'm not sure. But I do like the fall colors in it and the flowers and the sleeve and all of that. So, okay, this one's a little wilder, but I like this one. I've had this for a little while, found it somewhere, and I thought, oh, that's kind of cool, but I didn't know what to do with it. But, and then it is hiding some of the cute buttons on this, but still, it looks really good with it. It's still showing like this little pearl button. We still got one here too, but I just think it just ties in with that really well. And it definitely is that whole women wearing ties workforce look to it. But still, to me, is very fall because of like the brown and black stripes in the pants, and I just feel like these colors are could be very fall. It doesn't really matter what color you wear, but they are normal fall colors. But just with that whole vintage coolness added to it. So these pants are from Cato, by the way. So I'll keep showing you pieces from Cato, and I'm telling you. I know if you just kind of look and you're like, oh, women's clothes. But, and I think some people even associate it, like younger people might associate it with an older women's store. But I get some really cool pieces in there that I mix match with some of my vintage stuff, which worked perfectly for this outfit. So this is definitely a vintage top. I'm thinking 90s. The tie is a vintage as well, I think. I actually got this at an estate. I'm remembering now. I found it at an estate sale. And then just matched these newer. These were from last year that I got. And so just putting that together. And I actually did change a little boot on this one because it needed a little black boot to go with it. The coloring just wasn't right on the other ones. But I actually really like this. I don't know where I would wear it. I mean, I suppose I could wear it to church. I mean, it is dressy, kind of, right? I don't know how people, I don't guess it would matter, right? But, but this is really cool. I tend to dress everything down a little bit. I've always dressed things down, even dressy things. I take them and dress them down, but this is a little bit dressed up for me. So I really like it though. I think this one just turned out fabulous. It is really cool, very different. All right, this one is full on Kato. And no, I'm not advertising for them. I am, but I'm not getting paid by them. So, but this one is really cool. I got it last year, and I got it because it reminded me of an outfit I had in the 90s. So there was some nostalgia there with it, and I just loved it. Mainly for this print that is in the pants. I just absolutely love these. These could kind of fall under palazzo pants, but all the fall coloring in this one just is perfect for right now. And this one I did thrift. I already showed you that, but I did thrift that one, and it has been a good just piece to wear with a lot of my fall outfits. It does give it more of that western, which I think I really do like, the kind of country ranch western style. I feel like I do tie that into a lot of things, but this one turned out really, really cute, and I really love it. And the only thing I will say about Kato, if you go there, I'm 5'7", 5'6", somewhere around there, and they make all of their pants like this, the material pants and the skirts are just really long. I don't know why they do that. They don't say tall on them, but they're just really long, because I literally have the waistband pulled up to about right here. So you either have to hem or be a tall person, one or the other. So you can hem them though, and it would work out okay, but they do just have really cute pieces. So I'm really liking this one for fall. Alrighty, this one, like, I think we have like maybe 4 left, but this one I thought was cool because it's just green on green, like 2 shades of green, 2 different ones, but I really liked them together, and I turned it into a little bit of a streetwear look with the sambas. I do really like the sambas with a lot of the skirts and dresses. I think that kind of is a cool look. So kind of to me, streetwear on this one. But you know that, what's that color everyone kept saying? Is it chartreuse? Chartreuse green, which I call like yellow green, lime green, whatever you want to call it. But I felt like this skirt really fell under that color, which I did hear was kind of a fall thing. And I thought, well, I have that already. I have some colors in those areas. So this came from, so this was thrifted, and I want to think it's more of like a 2000s. It's not old. It was somewhere in the 2000s area. So it could technically maybe fall under Y2K. It's a cute skirt. I think it's got like little, yeah, it's got the little belt loops. And then this one is from Ross. And that was what I was saying earlier about Ross, is they're, in the summertime, it depends on what you like. In the summertime, I'm not as big of a fan because I don't wear a lot of the character shirts. And it's fine if somebody does. I just don't. And I feel like that's a lot of all they have in the summertime, is a lot of characters. But in the wintertime, they have these really nice, thick, I mean, some of them are even chunkier than this. The quality, the material is just really thick and good for the winter. And so me and my daughter both absolutely love their sweaters in the wintertime. I mean, and they're only like, I feel like these are only usually like $14.99. So for a new sweater, that's like to me, that's pretty reasonable. So anyway, that's where this one came from. The skirt was thrifted, and I just absolutely love the 2 greens together. And it's very comfortable, very simple. I could actually see wearing this one to town, like even doing my grocery shopping or something. I could do this one and that, and I just feel like it's an easy go-to. So very cool. All right, this is that altered state jacket I was telling you that I found. So I literally found this for like $4 at a Providence, and I know there are different thrift stores everywhere, so Providence may not be in your area, but it still just gives you an idea of what you can find at a thrift store. But it's yeah, I found it, and I was like, there's like nothing wrong with this jacket. I can't even find a spot, nothing. I guess somebody just got it and got tired of it, but I think it's fairly new. But I picked it up in the springtime, maybe the summertime, and I kept it for the fall because really I'm not going to wear this in the summertime, even though it has stars on it. I mean, technically, when I think of stars, I think of like 4th of July always, but I'm not going to wear a jacket at that time. So I kept it for the fall, and I thought, well, if I just, even though it's stars, if I just pair like a fall color with it, that will still tie it in with the fall. So another example of maybe something you wouldn't normally pick to wear in the fall, but yet it works. And layering is always a thing too. So the accessories, and the more you put on the outfit, the better, like in my opinion. So that's not everyone's opinion, but in my opinion, the more accessories you add to it, the more of a theme or a look or just coolness you're gonna get. So with this one, I did add the brown belt, I did add the pearls, I used that pop of fall color underneath, which is just a modern basic top. It's actually kind of got a little bit of a bubble balloon sleeve to it, and it was really cute, but I wanted to show you the jacket with it. And just, I think having that pop of the rusty orange color with the white and the beige looks really good together for fall. And it is a fall palette, like normal colors, I feel like, for the fall. So anyways, yeah, I really like this one. It is very modern. It is very comfortable. And hopefully you're just getting some ideas or some inspiration on what to do with your closet or what you can find at the thrift store. Also Cato and Ross, checking those out. And also I've given you some vintage, I've given you some modern, so it doesn't matter which one you have at your thrift store. Both work, and you can do different themes, you can do different looks using both. It doesn't really matter. So and I think that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make the outfit videos is because I kept searching for vintage outfits, and nobody was really doing them. Like, where's the vintage outfits? Or mixing old with new. And it's like most YouTubers right now, I feel like, are advertising just newer brands that they're selling, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's just sometimes it's boring. Like, sometimes it's boring to me. I'm a 90s child, and I'm 46, and I don't really want to change the what I like looking at. Like, I like finding cool pieces and adding them together. And sometimes the newer brands, it's just like the same colors, the same tones, solids, and that's fine for a lot of people. It's just not my thing. So that was one of the reasons why I wanted to do videos, because I just wanted to add a little bit more fun into it, and add a little bit more colors, and add more patterns and prints, and just the things that like when I'm searching, that's what I'm looking for. I haven't been able to find it lately, but that's what I'm looking for. I want to see someone else that is putting prints and patterns together and matching them up, and just, I don't want to see like the same color of everything, same color shirt, same color pants. I don't want to see that. So for me personally, that is one of the reasons why I'm doing the video, is to give that option out there, because I couldn't find it when I was looking for it, and it's something I love and I miss it. I feel like a while back, like maybe 10 years ago or before COVID, before 2020 and all the crazy stuff happened, I feel like I was seeing quite a bit of that. I felt like people, like they were doing a lot of those type of videos, and for whatever reason I haven't seen them here lately. So anyways, I am sorry for mentioning 2020. I feel like that's not good news. We need to leave that back there, because it's not what we need to be talking about. That's not fun. So anyways, we'll get back to the fun clothes. But anyway, that is a reason why I was wanting to make the videos, and just to give people an idea of, hey, there's people still out here that want that. I'm one of the people still out here that want to see that. I want to see the fun things put together, the cool things, the cool treasures found at the thrift store put together, and I just want it to be simple. I'll be honest. I just want to watch outfits. So that's what we're doing. All right, I have 2 left after this one. Just 2. So we have managed to get through all the fall. Actually, I probably could have came up with more, but we had to stop here because, like, it's getting dark outside again and the day is going by. So in real time over here, it takes a long time to try on clothes. So this one, I really like it too. And y'all aren't going to be able to guess where the top's from, right? So Cato. I didn't realize when I was doing this video, when I laid all my fall stuff out, I feel like, am I doing a fall video or am I doing a keto video? I don't know. Like, I know how many items I've said are keto, which I wasn't aware of until I started doing the video. But that just goes to show you it is an unrecognized brand and it's so cute. Like, the pieces are so cute. This top is super cute for the fall. It's the perfect fall top. It's got the little fall flowers, and actually to me almost looks like Old Navy. It reminds me of Old Navy, which is what I thought it was until I looked at the tag. But I did, I think I did actually pick it up on clearance at Cato. These pants I got at the thrift store, and then also this I got at the thrift store as well. And I love the peach, bringing the springy peach color into the fall with the burnt oranges and stuff. I feel like that looks really, really cool together. And just pairing it with white, it's just, it still gives it a different look than just regular blue jeans. So I really do like the color palettes in this one. And it is, to me, I didn't even put a necklace with it. You could do like maybe just a little dainty gold chain or something. But to me, it is very, simple and very just like a clean, simple look, which I really like. Very comfortable. I'm trying to think of, what's that word? It's not as harsh. It's just kind of, I don't know, feminine maybe? I don't know, but I really like the kind of the softness of this one, and I think it's very pretty. Definitely going to wear this one. Alrighty, second to the last one. So this one, we're bringing back the pops of color. So something you might not think of is adding your spring colored grass green pants to fall. So I have taken orange, which is a typical fall color, put them with the grass green shirt and grass green pants, tied it in with the little duck shirt because it's kind of got the same colors, which is actually funny to me. It says mostly harmless. So this is a Five Below t-shirt, by the way. So I have to be careful which ones I pick up because I won't wear I like the prints on them, but I won't always wear what they say because what they say doesn't exactly, it's not things I want to be saying. So anyways, this one I thought was cute though, and I love ducks. I love ducks. Actually, I have a Duty and Burke bag just because it has ducks on it. That's like really the only reason why I like it, that and the color. But I'm a big duck fan. And then I just took some little chains and kind of tied it together with and the sambas. I did put the sambas with this one, so creating what I think is streetwear look with this one for the fall. So total opposite direction than the vintage. but I do really love these pops of colors in with it, and I just think this is really, really cute. I left the belt off of it. I feel like in a lot of streetwear looks, and these are a little big, so I feel like I need a belt, but I feel like a lot of the streetwear looks I've seen don't normally have a belt. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like a lot of times it's like an oversized sweatshirt or sweater with a pair of like dress pants and like tennis shoes. So I don't remember seeing a belt. I'll have to look at that later. But for me personally, I did look at this one with the belt and I thought it looked better without it. So, but I do really love how this one looks together, and I love just the idea of bringing this bright green into the fall and being able to still use it. So I think that's really cool about this one. Okay, this one to me is full on fall, but to me it reminds me, I'm thinking like Harvard or something. I don't know. It reminds me of like maybe dark academia, like some type of college-y look. But I took a corduroy jacket. I have a yellow turtleneck sweater, like the butter yellow, which I think is really pretty for the fall, which I think normally you wouldn't put with this. If you could see the colors in these pants, they're more blue and brown and white. But I just found this yellow turtleneck and I thought, well, that'll look really pretty with it. So I do like that pop of color. And then I put a vintage brown belt with it. And these are definitely very high-waisted vintage pants. Like very high-waisted, more than I'm used to. So, but I do think it kind of ties together good for a really, just a really cool fall look. It also kind of different, I feel like. I mean, it's not different as far as like, when I say different, like where I live, nobody really wears anything other than activewear. So, so it's different for where I live. This may be pretty normal somewhere else, but I really do like this. and I think it's definitely one I am going to pull out or going to wear for the fall. I do think it turned out really well together. And I know I said it was the last one, but I found one other top and scarf laying over there that I forgot about that was just under stuff. And so I'm going to do that last one, and then that will be the actual last one. So bonus. So anyways, we'll get to that. All right, last one, and my phone is showing 5% battery, so I guess I need to hurry it up. We've made it through the whole thing though. So this one I had a little bit hard time with. I wanted to show you the scarf paired up, but I don't wear scarves all the time, and they sit there, so which is why I'm putting them in the video, because I'm like, oh, I can do something with those. This one I got with that green plaid scarf that I showed you earlier from Cato. They both came from Cato. This one is different though because it's one of the infinity scarves that you wrap, and I feel like I do better with the longer ones that are open. So I had a hard time getting it to lay right. So I'm not sure. Need to maybe look up how to wear one. I'm not sure if it's laying right or not, but it has the chocolate brown and the blue squares in it, and so I was trying to pull it in with this belt, which I'm looking in the mirror here, which I actually kind of like the color palette a lot, and then still keeping the Sambas for that streetwear look, and putting in the black to add just like pops of colors everywhere. So I kind of do like it. I feel like it is still streetwear. It is fall because of the orange, and then bringing the springy blue into the fall. So I do like all of that. I just need to figure out how to wear the scarf properly. So, but anyways, this was the last one, and I hope you've had fun. Looking at all the different outfit styles that I put together. I'm seeing them for the first time with you, and there were a whole lot that I really liked, and maybe one or two that I'm like, oh, I don't know if I would do that one again, but most of them I really liked. And just hope that it gave you some inspiration on how to just maybe pull things out of your closet and mix them up. Mix them up and put them together differently than what you normally do. And also what you can find at places like Cato, Ross, and the thrift store. Normally, I would just say the thrift store, but I didn't realize when I started doing the video how much stuff came from Cato and a few pieces from Ross, and I just thought those were all really good deals as well. But anyways, I hope you liked the video, and I will see you on the next one. If you do like the video, please hit like and subscribe and help me to grow my channel. Thank you. I'll see you next time. Bye.